Welcome to Rail Fence Books. Today we're going to create a craft, and it's a little chick pecking its way out of the egg. Peck, peck, peck on the warm brown egg. Out comes a head, out comes a leg. How does a chick who's not been about discover the trick of how to get out? So today we're going to create this little chick ready to peck his way out of that egg. So we need a piece of paper, and I didn't want to use brown construction paper, so I went digging and I found a brown paper bag. A lunch bag. It's just a lunch bag. So the first thing I need to do with my lunch bag is cut off the bottom. But I'm not going to throw this out. It's a really small little lunch bag now, but it might be fun to put popcorn in if you're having a movie one day, or keep it for another day when we do another craft. So I'm just going to keep that over here. And now I have this bag, but this definitely does not look like my egg shape. So what I did was, there's a line down here where they glued the two sides together. So I'm going to use that line to help me to cut my bag and make it one long strip. And now I have one long strip. And I'm going to fold it in half. And smooth out the sides. And if it annoys you that it's kind of zigzaggy and you want it to be flat, the trick that I use is to fold it back the other way, put my hand smoothly along, and it will slowly flatten out. And I'll try that with the other side. There. And now, you can still see the lines, but it's really okay. Now we're going to fold it in half, and we're going to make an egg. And when we're finished, we're actually going to have two. So you could make two, or you could share it with someone else in your family. Now, if you have an oval plate in your house, you could use a plate or a paper plate of some type to make the shape. I searched and I searched and I searched. I do not have an oval plate that's this size. I have one that's much bigger, that it's perfect to put our Thanksgiving turkey on it, or our Christmas ham on it when we're having a family dinner, but I couldn't find a smaller enough one. So I just cut freehand, but you can use a pair of scissors, a pen or a pencil, and just draw an oval shape. And one end of the egg is slightly bigger than the other. When you happen to get your eggs out of the fridge, or actually we're not supposed to keep our eggs in the fridge. If you get your egg out of a carton and you take a peek at it, you'll notice that one end is slightly smaller than the other. So now I have two egg shapes here, but I just need the one, so I'm going to keep this. I might use it another day, so I better put it in my basket. And I think that I need to take just a little bit off this side to make it a little bit smaller at that one end. There we go. There's my egg. Would you agree? It looks like an egg. It's definitely an egg shape. Now, there's what we want it to look like when we're finished. And it means we get to stick our finger through the middle of it and make a hole. So I found it easier to fold it in half and make a little tear. And I opened it back up again. And I have the little tear there. So if I set it on the table and just grab a hold of the middle and pull out a little bit, and keep going back to the middle and pulling out, I will have a hole. You see that hole there? So now I want to put my chick behind so you can see it right there where my hand is. And I need something yellow, like construction paper, or I was trying to be resourceful, and I came across a bag. And it's a bag that you might give a gift in, like a gift bag. So I'm going to cut my circle, and it doesn't even really have to be a circle. You're going to glue it behind, and you won't see behind. You can't see behind that I actually used a rectangle on this one. So I'm going to make a rectangle out of this bag. Here we go. So now I have another piece of yellow, and I need to glue it behind so it looks like it's my little chick coming out of the egg. So I have turned my egg over, so this is the side where it looks like where we tore the paper. So I'm using the other side now, and I'm just going to put glue all the way around in a circle. So it looks like this. And now I'm going to stick this paper onto it, and I'm going to hold it flat for a few minutes. And then, because I used a rectangle, I'm just going to gently fold that up and put a little under the corners of my paper, because the paper I'm using that came from the bag that I'm using, it was pretty hard. It was a very strong paper, so I want to make sure that it's going to stay glued down to my lunch bag. Bit of a theme there. I went from using a lunch bag to using a gift bag. So from a lunch bag to a gift bag to make an egg with a hole, because the chick is ready to poke his way out, but he needs some eyes. So last time I used buttons, and this time I thought I would use googly eyes. And I'm going to use, I have several different sizes here, but I thought today I would use some really big ones so he'll look really excited that he's coming out and joining us in the world. So I have to take a little bit of glue and put it on the back of my, there's my first eye, and now on the back of the second eye. He's looking really curious to come out into the world. Look at those great big eyes. And now I need a beak. So on this one I used a piece of paper, and on this one I had used marker. So I'm wondering what I should use this time. I think I'm going to use a piece of felt. I have some felt here that I wasn't using for anything else. And because it has to be a triangle, it's perfect if I take it from the corner of my felt. And it's a different shade of yellow than the bag I was using. It's a totally different shade, isn't it? So I'm going to cut a triangle. There's my triangle. 3 points. A triangle always has 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And then I need to put a little glue on the back. And gently stick it down on the paper. And now I have my little chick ready to poke out and greet the world. And then I hope you'll have fun making some chicks at home. And if you get a chance to send them to me or show them to me, I'd really love to see them. So thank you for joining me today for our craft time, and I look forward to you joining me another day when we'll do some fun facts and another Rail Fence Bunch children's story. Thanks for joining me.